Picture this, it is Saturday night and you're at Taco Bell with all your friends. You order a shredded chicken burrito for the first time, and as you take a bite, you first chew your food in a process called mastication. This triggers your salivary glands. Your saliva helps dissolve and compress the burrito as you are masticating, and your saliva lubricates the food, allowing it to easily slide down the esophagus. As you chew, a digestive enzyme called amylase begins the chemical process of digestion and breaks down the starches and carbohydrates found in the tortilla of the burrito. Once you swallow, the food then travels down a 10-inch long passageway from the mouth to the stomach called the esophagus. A process of muscular contractions called peristalsis helps move your food down your digestive tract and prevent a food from getting stuck in the esophagus. From here, it passes through the cardiac sphincter, a ring-like muscular valve at the end of the esophagus, and into the stomach. The cardiac sphincter keeps the acid in the stomach so that it cannot travel up into the esophagus and burn you. Once the food is in the stomach, several gastric juices aid in the digestion process. Hydrochloric acid, mucus, and an enzyme called pepsin make up the composition of the stomach. Pepsin begins the breakdown of protein, so the chicken in your burrito will now begin to break down. The process will take about 2 to 3 hours in order for the chicken to fully decompose. Once in the stomach, the food mixes with the gastric juices and is now referred to as chyme. From here, the food will pass through the passageway into the small intestine, where 95% of the digestion will occur. The passageway, known as the pyloric sphincter, releases chyme a little bit at a time to ensure optimal absorption of nutrients. The chyme passes in front of the pancreas, located behind the stomach, and the pancreas secretes bicarbonate. This controls the environment by neutralizing hydrochloric acids from the stomach. Another gland that is important to the digestion process is the liver. Located above the stomach, the liver produces bile, a digestive enzyme that is secreted in the first section of the small intestine and aids in the digestion of fats. The gallbladder stores this bile until it is ready for use by the small intestine. Once the food is in the small intestine, proteases, lipases, and saccharidases break down proteins, fats, and carbs respectively. So by this point, the entire burrito will be broken down. The small intestine is about 20 feet long when stretched out completely, so the burrito will spend most of its time being digested here. Little microscopic hairs called villi line the inner walls of the small intestine and increases absorption of nutrients. Nutrients were absorbed in the same order in which they are broken down. This means carbs first, protein seconds, and lipids last. Depending on whether the nutrients are water-soluble or fat-soluble determines whether they are the circulatory system or the lymphatic system. Osmosis is the process that allows your body to absorb these nutrients into the intestines and individual cells. After the chyme is completely passed through the small intestine, it will make its way back up and around the large intestine. Here, fiber is broken down and some vitamins are created. Chyme will stay here about 1 to 3 days before it is eliminated as feces.
Throughout the whole process of digestion, there are many enzymes that play a crucial role. Invertase, for example, helps you digest and utilize sucrose. That sugar that's in your Cinnabon Delights you ordered for dessert will be broken down by this enzyme. Lactase, another enzyme, assists in the digestion of dairy products and is the enzyme that prevents lactose-intolerant people from eating dairy. Another one, called xylanase, helps you digest plant fibers, so that salad that you're already planning on eating for lunch tomorrow will be much easier to digest. Lastly, beta-glucanase helps you digest medicinal mushrooms. Just so you know. Thanks for tuning in.